So let's begin with our next client today, Mr. Joe. Just inviting Joe's guides, his angels, to begin to join us now. And please let me know when you're ready to proceed.
We are ready.
Wonderful. So Joe has had a previous session with us, and he has opted to add some additional questions instead of the body scan. So let's start his session today with knowing who is here to bring through his messages. Who do we have today?
We are from Orion. Let us see who has arrived. The angelics are strong here with us. There are many Mantis beings here excited for today. We never see them this excited. There are Pleiadians here as well.
Wonderful. Thank you all for being here. We're excited as well to bring through this information for Joe. So let's get started with his questions. Question number 1, he says that he is experiencing a strong soul longing to improve interactive communications in his tandem work with his guides. He's tried plant medicine, ayahuasca, and hypnosis, but experienced minimal interactive connections, communications with the non-physical. What do you see, and what can he do to improve that interactive communication with his guides? And is this interactive communication even a part of his plan? What can you share with him?
We are assessing what it is he feels he is lacking. We do not understand because he is in full communications. It is within him, not outside of him. He does not see his gifts in this way. We will draw an example for you to understand that you are different and that you are fully connected. You do not need necessarily a source outside of your perception to rely upon. It is within you. We have always communicated with you through your mind easily. You do not see this gift. You think that the other ones on the earth receive information in the same way that you do, don't you? You say my thoughts, my understandings of what is, what needs to occur, these are normal. Everyone understands in this way. Everyone gets these knowings. No, Joe, they do not. You need to walk a day in another's mind, in another's brain upon the earth. You will be floored at the informations that they do not receive, the knowings that they do not have of the connection to the earth, to the insects, the plants, the other beings that they do not feel or perceive. You would be in shock. You would drop your jaw. They show that's the thing. You drop it in amazement that others are not connected like you are. Do you see? You have a misunderstanding in this way because you are trying to learn from others that are not you. You are wired differently than them. Do you see that? You are from Orion. We have set you up perfectly for communications, for we did not want to lose track of you. You needed to be awake the whole journey. You could not be asleep. This is a gift you brought the earth. So we want to show you that your communications are real. They exist, but they are more internal than external. For you communicate well, easily, effortlessly, innately in this way. We will give you multiple examples. You need to see them as you would see an outside source. Let us try to explain this more. You get a knowing, an understanding of what needs to occur. We are updating you constantly as the earth is changing, as the needs of Gaia are changing in order to ascend. We are updating your program, so to speak. We do a download, upload. We allow you to align with it. We allow your frequency to align with it so you know what needs to happen, what needs to occur, where the world is at. You are a barometer, a measurement. And then you are changing your mind, decisions, thought process along with it. You are recalibrating to the new frequency. That is your gift. You do this through your mind. But, Joe, you also have a large receiving connection to Earth, to the plants, the animals, even the other humans there. You care for them greatly. You are feeling into their energy. You are feeling into their soul. You are a receiver for the information. This is your gift to balance them, to send them hope, to send them love. You are a great lover. You are pure love. And when you do this, it is a gift. You are searching for communications outside of your own soul. You need to think of this differently, because when you finally understand that you receive all of the communications that you are searching for already, you will understand what a gift you have already within you. We're trying to allow you to feel this, for it is important. Otherwise, your mind will not stop. You will continue to search for ways to have external communications. You will say, but I want to see guides. I want to see the mantis. I want to see. No, Joe. We are all connected to you divinely and in full communications. We need to trust that what is coming in is what you have been asking for and always has been. It is growing stronger daily. You are asking for more direct communications. We are here. We are communicating with you. You hear us in your mind. You think it is you, but it is us. It is us together. We are all giving you your gifts to use on the earth. These are your communications. This is how you communicate with us. And with us, we communicate with the earth and with her needs to allow you to do your job. You do not need to see us. You do not need to have an external experience for us, with us. For we are within you, for we are you. for you hear us clearly already. We cannot emphasize this enough. Stop the search for the outside communications and connect to the knowing that we are within you, communicating with you at all times. So ask from within and you will hear the answers from your guides. We are with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. His next question, he says that he has experienced wayward souls or dark agenda energies coming through others, apparently attempting to influence him. But he has no fear of them and gets the solid feeling that they are to be ignored. He wonders if this is the best course of action, or are there any protective measures that he or others should consider?
You are correct, Joe. Do you know why you ignore them? What are they looking for? They see your light. They see your path. They see the trajectory of where your soul is taking the earth. Do they like it? No. So where are they taking? What are they trying to do with you, Joe? They're trying to creep into the human mind, for they think that the human mind is weak. Is your human mind weak, Joe? No, you are Orion. It has always been a steel trap. No negativity, darkness may get beyond your force field. It is who you are. It is part of your gift. It is laughable. They're trying to instill fear. Why do they wish you to fear them? For that is the very essence of which they exist on. Without the fear of the souls, they do not survive. It is their fuel. So what are they hoping to accomplish by coming up to a light source? To put you into fear so that they may feed off of you, and so your light path will be extinguished. That will not happen. You are a strong soul. That is why you're there. Your mind cannot be controlled, for it is in full communications with us. It is connected by the light, by the frequency, and therefore there is a barrier from the dark that we hold as the power over them, and they will never be allowed to break through the barrier. They will not win, Joe. Do not even give them a second of your time, for they are minuscule in this plan and have no chance against the light.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. His next question, he says that he sees the relationship between creator and creation as an excellent common ground to bring together everyone and everything, humans, non humans, and nature, as unity seems very important. Is this a useful foundation as he works to make progress in his soul mission, leading tandem work to ascend Terra? What do you think, and what would you like us to know?
Hello, Joe. We are your angel team. We are going to step in for your beautiful question. You are so beautiful. You are so giving and loving. You radiate unconditional love. You were not born of the angelic team, but you are one, you know. Your frequency is of service. It is love for all. It is healing for all. You are angelic in your own form. You are a gift to all that are allowed to be with you, for you want nothing but good for all, and it is all outside of yourself. We are so proud. We just want to share that with you, beautiful angel. You are so needed at this time, so we are so proud of you. We love your idea. We love your concept. We love how you have embraced it all. You have the true understanding of life and why there's life and how life can be enjoyable for all. It does not need to be greedy, does not need to be hoarded for one or another. It is the sharing of all, for it is all one, correct? You have the understanding from your heart that is very needed to move forward with your mission. And we do not see a flaw. We are so happy. We are smiling. With your heart and love energy from your soul, you can create the most beautiful, peaceful, balanced spaces for all involved, for the earth, for the animals, for the people. You are leading a trail. You are leading them to the new timeline, Joe. You are allowing that to exist in their mind. You know, a lot of this for you is allowing others to see that it can be. They have not seen that. It has not been allowed to be shown. They have been tricked. They have been hidden. And you are the brave one to stand up with the knowledge, the wisdom, and the heart to say, you can be free and we can live as one. And there can be complete balance where there will be no lack. And we can all breathe and we can all love. And life can be given back to each and every one of us. Life is not something to be stressed over. Life is something to enjoy and to live together in harmony through. And you are allowing the people of Earth to see that this is even a possibility, for it has not been shown to them before. You need to realize how special you are, because many, you will ask, can you live in harmony on Earth? Can you thrive if you all share everything, if you all work together, if you all love? They will say no. That is not possible, because they've never seen it. It's never been possible. It has not been allowed to be in existence. But your beautiful energy on Earth, with your strong connection to your guides, with the light of Source, is allowing the possibility of life to exist for them in this way. And Joe, we want you to know that even more importantly than building this existence, creating it on a physical plane, is the idea and the hope that you are spreading to others as you explore and share. Because you need to understand that once you allow as many as possible to see the creation that you are creating for them through love, that they will be able to create for themselves for the first time. This will be allowed. It will be an open possibility. And then together you get to build it with all of them. And you are the architectist. We don't know the word here. Architect. There you go. You are the architect for what's to come, beautiful soul. You are the one who is going to be repositioning it all, rebalancing it all. You are the creator of the new earth. So we want to show you that picture because this is not going to be hard for long. This is not something that will have to work against the dark timeline, for it will exist in a timeline all of its own, and you will be leading the way and creating a new way to live on the new earth. We are so proud of you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. His next question, he says, he is focused on integrating his energies, mind, heart, and solar plexus. From your perspective, is he making progress? And what does he and others need to know about harmonizing and using their energy?
We will keep talking for you here. We are so proud of you. You have done a beautiful job, Joe. It was almost instantaneous with you. You assessed the information that was given, and then you applied it to your body, to your soul, to your energy fields. You said, oh, I didn't realize I had kept them separate for so long. And then you went to work diligently trying to connect that brilliant mind to your very loving, expanding heart. And then you kept going, and then you kept going, and you did this beautifully and easily. And although the connections sometimes don't always remember to talk to one another, they are there. You have established them, you have made them, which is the most important part. This will make sense to your mind. You see it as this. So when you learn something new, you create a new neural pathway, correct? And that neural pathway connection of neurons is brand new. And so it's not reinforced yet. It is still thin. It is one chain of neurons leading to the other, leading to the other to allow this connection to exist. You just made a new pathway. That is how we feel with all of your energy centers, that you just learned how to connect them, and you have that fresh chain of neural pathways. But the more you continue to use them and reinforce that pathway, just like the brain, the thicker that neural pathway becomes, correct? And before you know it, you will be utilizing those pathways without the conscious mind having to think about it. We will say right now you are in the state of needing to consciously activate the pathway. Like let's use something fun. Yes, riding a bike. That's easy for you to see. When you first learn to ride a bike, it is difficult. It is wobbly. You fall off. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. But you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. Every day you get up after school and you ride your bike, and you do it again the next day and the next day, and pretty soon you're not falling anymore. And before you know it, you're doing it one-handed. You're doing it with no hands. You're talking to your friend. You're thinking about something else, and you don't even realize you're riding your bike. It is an unconscious, subconscious connection. And at that point, you are allowing it to flow without ever having to think. The pathways just talk to each other, and it is easy. So we will say that you are getting there, but the hardest part was that first connection. And we are so proud of you because you have worked very, very hard to make this happen. It was not innate for you were keeping yourself protected in this way, because Earth is quite harsh feeling for you. So yes, you are doing beautifully. We are so proud of you. So continue to consciously, for now, use your connections to allow your mind to communicate with all your other centers, and your gut to your heart, and your heart to your sacral to your third eye. Allow them all to communicate open up that communication and your gifts will be expanded. You will be so impressed with yourself. You will have all the knowings and the understandings that you could ever desire.
Beautiful. This next question, he says that he enjoys deep contemplation and focused intent through relaxed meditation and focus. Are these useful activities for him? And what does he and others accomplish during these periods of rest and contemplation and or during sleep? What can you share?
They want us to keep talking for them. Yes, they are all very useful times for you, Joe. You especially need these times for your mind is very active in solving all the world's problems, which is why you're there. So it is a good thing. But we also love that you are taking time to do this for yourself because it is a way for you to integrate all of your chakras, yes, your portal systems to other consciousness. It allows you to have the knowings. You quiet your mind, and the guides and angel team are allowed to come and communicate with you. This is sacred time for all of us because on earth it is loud. There is a lot of distraction, and most humans do not take the time to connect with their soul. And that is where they've gotten lost, right, Joe? They have disconnected from their soul. And it is not of their own doing, but they have been forced to do this through needing to work so hard, needing to survive. And when the brain is in survival mode, that's all it can think about. It can only think about how to survive. It is set up well to protect itself. But because of this overwhelming survival instinct on the planet at this time, not many are taking the time to connect with their soul. And as you clearly feel and know, it is more important now than it ever has been in the existence of Earth. And that is why we sent in the star children. For the star children hold the remembrance, and they are not easily persuaded or manipulated. And so they are able to keep their third eye open. They are able to get the knowledge from the stars. They are able to connect with their people. And so all of you that are feeling the need to stop and meditate, to create some sacred time for yourself, please listen to your soul. It is screaming out to you now. It is time for all of you to listen to your souls. Do not shove it down into the box of the human body. It is screaming. All of these higher souls are choosing to yell out to the people now, but it is their choice if they listen. So, Joe, you are right. This is a beautiful, very sacred time for the soul to do some soul work, to listen to the soul, to feel into the soul, because the soul mission is more important than the human body mission. The human body mission is false. And so we want you to encourage others to do as you are, to take time for their soul, to take time for their soul like they do their body. You know, it is quite perplexing to us and probably to you too, Joe, that many take more time for their physical body than for their soul, all well knowing that their physical body will not stay, it will not keep, it will be gone. before they know it, but their soul is eternal, and yet they neglect their soul. They take their body to the gym every day. They take their body and go do all kinds of crazy things we see the humans do. We see them tanning their body, doing their nails, doing the hair on their head. It is in need to feel better. It is in need to feel happy, but they have forgotten that it comes from the soul. It is not the human body that will bring the happiness, but the soul, right, Joe? And you know this. So encourage them all to take this sacred time like you do and listen to their souls, for their souls are screaming out to be heard and to be loved.
Thank you for that. His next question, he says, some life events seem to be influenceable and some seem to be unavoidable. He says that he experienced a significant medical event. What does he need to know about this event? And what would you like to say concerning life events and the degree that they can be influenced or not? What can you share?
Hello, Joe. We are your angel team. We are going to help with this question, for we have been with you the whole time. We are sorry it was stressful to your heart, to your mind, to your body. We need you to know that you are well taken care of, that we are with you always. You have nothing to fear. Well, let's see how we can explain this for your mind to understand fully. Yes and no. Your your soul has free will. This makes it tricky. There are no absolutes, for it is your soul running the show and choosing the experiences put in front of you. Although we would say there are major points in your road, timeline, existence that you have set up for yourself. So we would say it is not something that is so by something outside of yourself, but it choosing from within before incarnating, but also can be changed along the way. So quite tricky. There's no yes or no. But you need to know, which you already see, that events such as what happened to you was from your higher self. It was a awareness. It is a way to show you the other side. It is a way to it always is a way to shake you, but it's always in a different way. So we cannot say it is for one reason or another. The events that occur in your life, your higher self has chosen, and they were chosen to always push you further in a positive way. So if there was something you were missing, not seeing, not feeling, not connecting with, taking for granted, needed to be exposed to, You will set up the situation in which it can occur. Even needing to connect with certain humans, it will occur. You don't understand your gifts, Joe. You are so powerful of that. You are forced sometimes to have exchanges with souls that you would have never exchanged energy with. If certain events don't occur, you needed to be there. You needed to be with those souls through the event. It was a gift to them. That seems crazy, right? It was a crossing of paths that needed to happen for them. And you took away a great learning as well, and a new appreciation for yourself, for your healing abilities, for your body, for your connection to source and to the planet and to all. You gained much understanding through it, and you will continue to see the impact that it had on you as you grow the trust within your own body. There are big time points, as we have said, that do also need to occur. But we will say they can also be avoided because, okay, let's give you an example. If you are on a trajectory of a certain timeline, but your soul had already said, okay, by this time in my existence, if I am not over on this higher timeline over here, I'll show you it like that. It doesn't really occur like that. Over here, by that time in space, then this will occur, and it can be different. It will be a driving force to shove you quickly onto the next timeline. It will be an opening, an awakening, an understanding, an enlightenment, a remembering, a triggering, an activation through people, places, and circumstances, and it will shove you quickly onto the higher timeline. Do you see that? So it is all arranged by you. And we missed a point. The Orions are reminding us. They said he needs to finish the thought process. So, but like we said, it can be avoided, the bigger time points, because if you have somehow made your way over to that higher timeline without a big push, you did it yourself. You are allowed to expand yourself through different situations, understandings, knowing people, then you do not have to stop at that checkpoint. You are excused from that checkpoint, and you may proceed because you are already on your highest timeline. Does that help you, Joe?
Yes, thank you so much for that. His next question, he says that he is relying heavily on intention to help achieve progress toward his life's mission. To what degree does intention help shape experiences in a person's life journey? And what would you like to say regarding how to set intentions?
We are going to continue to talk for your guides. Feel as though this is it's a human question. They say for they don't necessarily need to set intentions. It is much different where you are from. Yes. Okay, so it is important. Yes. Let us try to gather what understandings you need to hear today. We will say it is important, Joe, because intentions are the wishes of the soul. Your intentions are what makes you who you are. Intentions are the energy that follows your actions. It is the difference between walking by someone and running into them on accident. There was no malintention. You did not wish to hurt them. You feel bad. I am sorry. I did not mean to run into you, you say. That was not my intention to hurt you. I am sorry you were hurt. I feel bad. Versus you walk by and shove them with your arm. It's the same action. Do you see? It's the same action that occurred. And they say, ow. Oh, sorry, you say. It's the same action, but what do the intentions mean? The intention is the energy of the soul. It is the heart. It is what your soul really wishes for. Do you wish for that person to be hurt? Or was that not your intention, you ask? It is all, Joe. Intention is who you are. It is your essence. It is the difference between the all-loving, selfless souls who don't intend for bad to happen to anyone, especially of their doing. Their intention is pure of heart like yours, versus the intentions of the people who are out for themselves, who want it all for them and no one else. But they are sneaky. They smile. They put on a good act. And they look like they're doing normal things. And they look like they're being good Samaritans. But are they? Only the soul intentions will tell you the difference, yes? That is the largest differentiation between souls. Intent. So yes, Joe, we want you to set your intentions daily. And we want you to do it with your heart, not with your mind. For you can intend something but not feel it and not mean it, yes? Well, I didn't intend on hurting that person, but my heart kind of liked it. Or I didn't intend on hurting that person, and it really hurts my heart that I did. Do you see the difference? So we want you to set your intentions from your heart, from your soul. What does your soul wish for? What does your heart long for? What do you want, Joe? What are your intentions? Set them and set them big. There are no limits for the intention of the heart or soul, for it is limitless in its power, especially when it's of love. For love has no beginning or end, it is all. It feeds itself. It does not need to be fed from others. It does not need to be fed from fear, from deceit, from hatred. No. Love is a self-sustaining energy that has no end. It can never run out, Joe. So when you intend something from your heart, from love, it is infinite and it can be expanded upon, as great as you would like. So set your intentions and set them grand. For life is your oyster and you can have it all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. His next question, he said, is there anything that he should be aware of that is impeding or degrading his ability to effectively accomplish his mission or collaborate in tandem with his team?
We will say yes and no. The only yes that we see is of the earth's doing. So we will tell you this, Joe. Do not let them discourage you. Do not let them say it can't be done. Do not for 1 second listen to them, the ones who try to pull you down, the ones who say you're crazy, the ones who say, "What are you talking about?" They're not your people. They're not the ones that can hear you. And they are on a different timeline, and they will choose to stay there. It was their choosing. You need to shake them off. Shake them off. Do not look at them. Do not listen to them. They do not understand the new timeline like you do. They are not the creator of it. You are. They are not here for that. So do not let them hurt your heart. Do not, Joe. They see that you are beautiful inside. They see that you are all giving and love. And they will try to take advantage of that, for it is what they've been taught, to pull themselves up to feed off of you. No, that is not how the game is played any longer, is it, Joe? You are here to sell them that game of manipulation, of deceit, of draining another one's life force to feed off of is over. Game over for them, yes. And new beginnings are blooming. So you need to forge forward with your head held very high and know that nothing can stop you because you are on your highest timeline. Remember that, feel it, believe it, know it. The only thing that can pull you down is if you believe them. If you allow them to make you feel bad about yourself, then they win and they steal the energy that you have created and they pull you into a lower timeline, and then you have to fight your way back up. So know when you hear it, you feel it from your gut. Allow those connections to guide you. People will try to stand in your way. Do not be surprised, for they have to pull out all the stops at this time, for we are so close to the breaking point that they have to find anybody that's making progress and stop them. Do not be surprised. Be aware that they will be there, but that you never have to listen. Do not listen. Put your fingers in your ears. Stay on your high timeline. Continue to forge forward with the intent for love, for balance, for peace, for all, for the new way of living, for the new way of the earth, for the new light of the sun, for the fresh air, for the clean water, for the free resources. It is all available to them, Joe, and you know this. They have been lied to, so do not listen to their lies. You know better than that. You are well on your way to creating the new world, and the only thing that can stand between the new world and you is if you listen to them. So be careful. Keep your ears open. Listen to your gut. Trust your intuition, and you will not be misled.
Wonderful. And his final question today, he says, throughout his life, he's had many friendships, but never felt or encountered a deep soul connection. Was this part of his experience? Or what does he need to know about this?
Joe, we are going to keep talking for you. We want you to, there's many ways we could say this. We want you to know how special you are. You are such a gifted, special, unique soul. that the problem is you hold a different frequency than most on the planet. You are in a realm of your own. You are very, very high vibrational. And we will describe this in physics so that it'll make sense to your human mind. Otherwise, you will say, that's just fluff. What are they talking about? You need to fully understand this, for this is real. This is how it works, Joe. We need you to see that frequency makes up all that is. It is a game of frequency, isn't it? So there are different vibrational levels that you can exist within. And some of this is predetermined by your past, by your soul origin. And some of it is allowed to, well, always it is allowed to expand and change. We are all given that opportunity, no matter our soul origin. You are always allowed to expand. But Joe, you need to understand that your soul vibration is extremely high. That coming into an incarnation of a third dimensional space is very uncomfortable to your soul, to your frequency, to your very essence. Even the fourth dimension is awkward for you. It is, you don't relate to it. It is different frequency than you, much, much, much different frequency than you. Okay? So now let us show you that most of Earth at this time, these souls reside between the third and fourth dimensional frequency space. Well, Joe, you do not exist there. Your physical vessel does, but we would probably say that's it. We are looking at your soul, your energy, your essence, your thoughts, your intent, and it is all very high vibrational. It is higher than the entrapment of the third or fourth. So when you are amongst all of these souls and they are all resonating in that frequency, you cannot make the connection. It is literally not available for you to connect to them. They will not understand you, Joe. You will wonder. They look at you like they have no clue what you're saying because they cannot connect to your frequency. It is so disconnected, they literally cannot comprehend your vibration. Do you understand that? They cannot travel beyond their highest frequency range. So let us give you an example. Say someone is even in the fourth dimension, which is pretty good for Earth, and they have some understanding that the world is corrupt and that they've been manipulated, and they're starting to see it all, and they see that there's war, they see that there's famine, and they're starting to worry, and they are good Samaritans, and you say, oh, well, that person's like me. I see that they are good Samaritans. I see that they care about the world, that they want to do right. And you start talking to them, and they can reach only the fourth dimension. And Joe, you are much, much higher. And so they will start to talk to you, and you'll say, oh, they're okay. I like them. They're nice, nice friends. It's a nice connection. It's your words, nice. but I don't feel energized by them. I don't feel excited by them. I don't feel like I have to always have them in my life. I don't feel like they're home, because they're not, Joe. You're here to pull them up this time. This is not the lifetime that you get to be supported. We are sorry for that, for it feels lonely when you are always the one pulling them up. You are reaching and pulling them up and activating and reaching and pulling them up and activating. And you're doing this over and over and over. And you think, wow, does no one get it? Does no one feel how I feel? Can they not understand this? No, Joe, they can't. But that's why you are such a gift to the earth. And on a human level, we are sorry because it feels very, very lonely in your position. But we want you to smile, and we want you to beam all the love in that big, beautiful heart, because you need to know that you are so, so close to creating this. You are just steps away from opening the door. It is right in front of you. So we want you to not worry about not having a human connection here, because your beautiful other half is awaiting you at home, Joe. You will be thrilled. You will be overjoyed when you reconnect. But you need to stay focused, and that was the point. If we allowed the two of you to come together, you would not be very focused, would you? You are such a giver, such a lover. You would be pouring your energy, thoughts, emotion, and time into that soul, because that is all you know. But we cannot have that on this journey. You have to pour all of that you would into your other half. You pour that into Gaia, into her people, and you will reap the rewards that are to come.
Beautiful. What final messages do you have for Joe today?
So, Joe, we'll keep talking. We apologize. We feel like we talked your whole session this time, but perhaps you needed it. It is the heart. We feel your heart. We want you to be happy. We want you to thrive. We want you to be uplifted, because you are so very important. And this journey is meant to be rewarding for you as well as the planet, Joe. So we want you to stay happy on this journey as well. We want you, all of your guides, we'll back up, are saying hello. They are sorry they did not get to come through as much. They say your mind, your brain enjoys hearing from them directly, so they apologize, but they said, remember that we are connected. Remember that you can talk to us in full connection, that we are always there. The Mantis are with you strongly. They are, let me see, they have a message. Just a moment. They are saying you speak for them. You are a direct match for them. They have learned that the match is from the existences. Oh, okay. They show us this is exactly like what we have spoken about with a match for your soul. That it is a frequency situation for them to, they are talking about channels, channeling. They say you are an exact match for them. You may channel them. You have to believe it. This is where you're getting caught in your head. You are a channel for the Mantis beings, which would bring enlightenment to many, but you have to trust that you are channeling them. Otherwise, they say it's pointless. Oh, it's pointless, they say. They're much like you in your mind, actually. So they wanted to give you that information today. You are a frequency match for their frequency. It is easy for them to telepathically come through you. You can verbalize for them. They say it will be more like a telepathic translation than a overriding of the system, for they will not need to overwrite your frequency to come through as they do for this channel, because she is not an exact match. You are an exact match. So you have telepathy with them. Their thoughts will come to your forefront. You will verbalize. So you will be the conductor, operator to relay the information that is sent through from the Mantis. They want you to start trying. It should come easily, they said. Do not overthink it, Joe. You are a direct match. It will flow. Start today. You will be surprised. Okay, that is their message. We are excited for you, Joe. What a fun opportunity to connect with the Mantis. They are so loving. They are a direct match for you. They are correct. You are beautiful souls, all loving. So we want to encourage you on your journey. Keep your head up. Continue to move forward, beautiful soul. You have so much to give the world. And remember, we are almost there. We promise you this. So keep going. Expand your heart. Set that beautiful intent and forge forward. Nothing will stop you. We love you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all of those messages for Joe. I'll allow all of his guides and angels to begin to recede with so much love and gratitude for all the information that was shared today.